Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. For the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews, press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Meet the Movie Press. Roundtable movie news and commentary from the industry's premier film journalists.
Happy Friday. It is Meet the Movie Press on the Popcorn Talk Network. How the hell are you, everyone out there in internet world? I am Mark Reilly, editor-in-chief of schmoesknow.com.
Jeff Sneider, film reporter, therap.com, and Mark Riley's Thunder Buddy.
Dude.
Boom.
So I take
I'm too lazy to reach.
I am too. I'm freaking tired. So I take it you saw Ted 2.
I saw Ted 2 this weekend. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
once
I mean,
Alice
why
is on the
else are you
show.
wearing a scarf in 90-degree weather here in
You know what?
lovely
It was a
Encino?
little gloomy this morning.
It was. It actually could. You know what? I actually wore a beanie, like a wool cap when I walked the dog this morning because it was cold.
Yeah, so I'm rocking my Ted colors.
I like it.
Boston Pride.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excuse me as I take a big, loud sip of coffee.
Yes.
It's one of those mornings. Thanks, everyone, as always, for tuning in. I see you here on the live chat at youtube.com/popcorn talk. And you're already, talking. Everybody's, dropping in Batman. Okay, we'll talk about that.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
So much to discuss.
I
It's
forgot.
going to be a good show, I think.
Yeah, we have a hell of a show, as always, because we rock here, because we're the best. We're the best on the Popcorn Talk Network. I don't even know. Now I'm just rambling.
That's what I'm going to tell my grandparents when I go home next week for the 4th of July. Well, Nanny, Papa,
We're rock stars.
yeah, exactly. I'm the best thing on the Popcorn Talk Network,
You
honey.
have no idea. And or the internet.
They'll be very proud.
Well, they should be. So, yeah, guys, we're going to get to a lot of stuff. We've been talking. We're going to get to it. Our guest, we got to get to that because she's awesome. From a great website that I love, Film School Rejects, we have Allison Loring.
Woo!
Come on in. Oh, and you got to hear this.
Listen.
You better get here right now.
There was a lot of excitement about this on Twitter.
About this?
Yeah. People were like, oh, I'm definitely going to tune into this show.
Yeah, you should. They should. And I just want you to hear this because now we're going to take it down a notch. That's right.
Can we dim these lights?
The lights are going down.
Lights go down.
Here we go. And Allison, how the hell are you?
I am doing great. How are you guys?
Tired, but good.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was just like a relief that the Spider-Man thing's over. And I know other people felt
But
the
it's
same
finally
way.
happened.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, guys out there in the internet world and on the live chat here. Happy? Are you? Now we can talk about it.
We will talk about it in just a little bit.
Yep.
But first, we have to know Allison. We have to introduce her to Schmoville, if you will.
Yes. And you're already getting some shouts here. Allison says,
hey.
Jeremy Flores. Do you know Jeremy
I don't know
Flores?
Jeremy.
Well,
Hi, Jeremy.
He's a fan of yours.
Where
Awesome.
are you from originally?
I'm originally from Northern California, from the Bay Area.
NorCal, okay.
What?
I love NorCal.
Yeah.
Nice. How did you come down to this crazy town?
I came down to crazy LA for college. And
Where'd you go?
I went to Loyola Marymount University.
That's where my dad went.
LMU.
Are you serious?
All right.
Yeah, he went there.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
They've got the best girls over there.
You guys.
LMU. It's a good town. It's a good area too. I love
It is, Westchester.
Marina and Marina
and
Del
Marina
Rey,
Del Rey,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then, what did you major in, by the way?
I majored in recording arts.
Ooh. Okay. Now we're getting to the meat because
Okay.
I
We're
know
getting-
we did talk off air on what you really do. So what do you really do at Film School Rejects?
I write about music in
Okay.
film and television sometimes.
Okay. And you said something. There was a title that you're like. I hate to embarrass you.
I have a
but-
column that I write for Film School Rejects, and it is titled Oral Fixation, but that is spelled AURAL.
You get a gold star for the day.
Thank you.
That's
Get it?
awesome.
Do you get it? AU. Is that
Oh,
not
gosh.
gold? I don't even know.
Yeah,
It's been a while
Sure.
since I was in that class.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jeremy Flores says San Francisco here representing. Jeremy's getting a bunch of shout outs here.
Wow,
So
thank
that's
you.
awesome.
He's getting worked up. Calm down there.
I know, right?
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Well, that's awesome. And we talked about it on the main show last night, which, by the way, shout out to a lot of people, Mr. Sneider, were like, where's Jeff? when you
Well,
didn't make it.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. So what happened there, and we will get back to Allison. I don't want to
I'm
hijack
not.
this
No,
thread.
it's all good.
But they asked if I could co-host, and then I said I could.
Yep.
And
we announced you.
And you announced me, and then
lied.
I remembered that I had to go to a comedy show last night that I'd bought tickets
to.
for. It wasn't, but it was like I had bought tickets weeks in advance.
Yeah.
It was Todd Barry. He killed it last night. So
Yeah.
while I heard it was a great show, I'm sorry I missed it. It
was a great show.
Yeah, no regrets.
It was a good time, but what I was bringing around was James Horner.
Yes.
Because we did a tribute, and so I know we kind of talked off air.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
It's so tough. So
Like,
tough.
because we were talking a little bit, like, I even said it last night. John Williams, of course, is my number one for many obvious reasons, and then James Horner was a very close second. And somebody that doesn't get the limelight as far as composers go, I would say, John Williams and even Michael Giacchino are kind of the two names that are out there. But James Horner, consummate professional,
Of course.
an unsung hero with these movies. I think of Legends of the Fall.
Yes.
One of the best movie scores ever. And
Wow.
a movie that was good. That movie was elevated because of that soundtrack.
Completely.
I mean,
Definitely.
it's amazing. So,
And he did like Braveheart and Apollo 13, right?
yep, Braveheart, Apollo 13, Glory.
Jumanji.
Aliens, Jumanji. Oh, I love that. Last night,
I know the random
Copster.
stuff.
No, please. I mean, you can't go without talking about Jumanji or even
I
Casper.
was gonna just literally say Casper.
He did
yeah.
Casper, and one of my favorites is Aliens. He did the soundtrack of Aliens. So, so did you write something on Film School Rejects for that?
I didn't.
Okay.
And I thought about doing it. I don't know. I feel like I'm oddly still processing the news.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I didn't write anything. I might.
Yeah.
now that
Do you
I-
have a favorite score of his?
I do, and it's really embarrassing. But there's
Casper?
a reason. No.
Okay. No.
There's a reason behind it.
Please tell us.
I was 15 in 1997.
Okay.
When a little movie came out called Titanic.
Well,
Very little.
that's
Very
one of mine.
small. Okay.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I even said it last night. I'm like, don't make fun of me. I know I'm a dude, whatever.
I mean, but here's-
it's amazing.
It is amazing. It's such a great score. And honestly, I was thinking about it. And I think why it struck me so hard this week is that's kind of the score that got me thinking about film music, thinking about, this could be something I'm interested in.
Absolutely.
And I was also, I took piano lessons when I was 15. So
Oh, nice.
I got the full book with the score and really dove into it and was like, wow, he's, so good with the way that he can just have little stanzas and chord progressions that go throughout the whole score. I know everyone knows My Heart Will Go On, but
Sure.
really when you listen to that score, that is Titanic. It is so
Did you
branded
buy
in there.
film scores as a kid?
I did.
I did too.
Yeah,
I
I
did
did.
too. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, Jurassic Park, Star Wars,
yes.
and Titanic. I did sit
Yes.
down. I do play piano every once in a while, and I've never learned how to read music, but I would just figure it out.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
And
yeah.
of course, I did. My Heart Will Go On. It's just one of those. He does recognizable themes that
does.
just carry through, and you understand, and that's where he's pulling the emotion out of you. And so, of course, I love
Yeah.
Titanic.
So that's definitely my favorite.
I would have made more fun of you for Casper.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't think I totally remember the score from Casper as much as Titanic.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, Titanic is. It's legendary, and he won an Oscar for
He
it.
won an Oscar for it, and well deserved. I mean, I bawled like a baby through that movie, and it wasn't just because Leonardo DiCaprio died. I was like, it's this music. This music, he had died, and the movie kept going. I'm still crying, and I'm like,
I know.
turn this music off. It is hurting me.
Jeff, do you have a favorite one of Horner?
Um,
Not real, like.
I actually I can't say that I do.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
I just know he was rock solid, and it was a tough way to lose the guy. I mean, what is it, about these wealthy men who go off into the sky in little planes? Like, I don't know, wouldn't I just be more cautious? Like, let him.
I'm totally with
go
you,
on a
man.
real plane.
I can't help but think of Harrison Ford. Just
Who's
like
lucky.
almost.
I know, so close.
And I mean, it's like, oh gee, and I'm with you, man. I'm not a big flyer to begin with.
Yeah.
I hate flying, and I'm not putting myself up in the air by myself. But that must be the draw.
I mean, yes, and there is something to be said. He was doing what he loved.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't know he was a flyer. I didn't know he was
either.
doing it like.
Yeah.
When I heard this plane went down and it was just the pilot, and I'm like, well, is James Horner okay? I was like,
Right,
but
did he
okay,
loan it
sorry.
to somebody?
Yeah. So it's sad, but yeah. So getting back to what you do, so what are some of the stuff that you work on that you say is your bread and butter at Film School Rejects?
It would basically be writing about music in film, sometimes television.
You do reviews though, right?
I do reviews. Yeah, I will cover film festivals from time to time. Just did the LA Film Festival.
Okay.
Done Sundance, AFI Festival out here. So yeah, in those cases, I'll do movie reviews. Sometimes do interviews. So.
Do you ever go to Toronto?
I haven't been to Toronto, and I want to go really, really bad. That's on like my
that would be
bucket
fun.
list. Yeah.
How was LA Film Festival?
It was good. We didn't do too much of it. I was only able to do one day, which is very not normal. We usually do a little bit more than that. But the one day I did do, I really enjoyed both movies I saw, and they had a really good lineup. I saw Manson Family Vacation.
Ooh, okay. I wanted to see
friend's in
that with Jay.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Leonora Pitts. I don't know. I can't remember what her title,
See if you
what
tell me who she
character.
was.
Yeah, I can't remember what her character is, but.
But you liked it?
I did like it.
Good. I like the Duplass brothers a lot.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I really
great.
did. I liked it. And then the second one I saw was Infinitely Polar Bear.
Oh, I really like that one.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's,
Did you?
I did. I did like it. I didn't love it per se, but I really liked Mark Ruffalo's performance. Was unbelievable. I really thought all the performances were unbelievable, even the little girls. I mean,
I really like the little girls too.
yeah, they were just so natural. Like, it didn't even feel like they were acting. It almost felt like, you know, okay, we're going to go play. Here's kind of the situation, and just do what you naturally would do in that situation.
I hope that movie, I mean, that's got the Hulk, and it's got Gamora,
Yes.
and it's got J.J. Abrams, who
Yep.
executive produced it,
Yep.
and I hope that it finds an audience.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Good. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Do you have, as a music lover myself, do you have a favorite soundtrack all time?
That's a hard question.
I know, it is. Maybe top 3?
Top 3 is a little bit easier.
Yeah, just like
I mean,
off the top of your
Titanic's
head.
going to have to be in there because it kind of got me involved in the whole world.
I would say so.
I really, really love The Social Network.
Oh, yeah, good
I
score.
thought that score, in my mind, kind of changed the game a little bit.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Because I definitely went into it being like, Trent Reznor, I don't know.
Right?
One of my career highlights, by the way, was I covered the Oscars that year, and you know, in the press room, you raise a paddle and they call on you to ask a question and everything. And I asked Trent and Atticus a question after they won their Oscar. So
That'd have been fun.
I am on the official Academy transcript.
Yeah. Awesome.
You're official.
I'm giving the hang loose sign for some reason about that.
Oh, yeah, and then number 3.
Right.
Those are 2 good ones, though. So, I mean,
good ones.
yeah.
But no, like soundtrack. I mean, those are scores.
Oh,
Do you have a
soundtracks. That's a whole different world.
I was kind of lumping them
Like,
together.
my soundtracks that are close to my heart are, like, super dorky ones. Like, I love the Clueless soundtrack to this day.
Yeah, that's a
You're
good
rolling
one.
with the homies
I
over
am
there.
rolling with the homies.
Absolutely.
Such a good soundtrack.
Did you see that jukebox musical news yesterday?
No.
That, you know, they'd been developing like a Clueless musical for a while for the
I
stage, and I think Amy Heckerling wrote the book. I think they threw it out, and they're just going to go with like pop songs from the 90s. It'll be like a jukebox musical.
Oh,
Cool.
Like Rock of Ages.
that's great.
Okay, aren't they doing that? There's a theater here in LA that's doing that with like Cruel Intentions, where it's like
Cruel Intentions, the musical.
the musical that I have yet to see that I need to see.
And
That's
the whole
funny.
cast was just photographed going there.
Nice.
Very jealous. Should have gone.
So
that
Clueless,
night.
that's a good soundtrack.
Clueless is a good soundtrack.
Seal's Kiss from a Rose on Batman
Yes.
Forever is crying out for you right now.
Yes, that's also a good one.
I had that soundtrack. That soundtrack
Great
was
soundtrack.
awesome.
Flaming
That's
Lips.
a good soundtrack.
It was a great soundtrack.
Yeah, no shame in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything from Cameron Crowe movies?
Yeah.
Except maybe Aloha. I didn't see Aloha.
Sure.
Yeah.
Might have fallen off a
No,
little bit
neither
there.
did I. All right. Well, should we get to the news?
Yeah.
We got a rabid audience here.
Yeah,
so.
they are going crazy. Kroll, guys. And
Kroll's in the show?
Score.
What happened?
No, Kroll. They're just bringing up James Horner's scores, and Kroll was dropped. That's a great
Oh, I think
call.
about Justin.
No. Oh, no. Kroll the movie.
Got it. Okay, fair enough.
All right, guys. As you can see on the live chat, we are talking the movie news that broke this week, and the biggest, of course, finally,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
We have an answer. Our prayers have been answered, guys.
Man.
It's over.
It's finally.
Such a weight off my shoulders. I could breathe easier. Honestly, like when it came in, you go on the whiteboard at work. It's like homicide, and you like erase it and like write in a different color.
Are you
It's like
serious?
case solved.
Like,
Oh my God.
Spider-Man.
This one's done.
I can just picture you like in the office, like CSI, where you have like lines down to like Asa Butterfield and over to Tom Holland, and like Feige Shaggy is like the main suspect.
Right, he's at the top of the paper pyramid.
Yeah, and it's like, what are we doing here?
So yeah, guys, it's gonna be Tom Holland from The Impossible.
Yeah.
As Peter Parker.
Yep.
And John Watts, whose Cop Car I really liked at Sundance.
Good. That was a question.
Got the job to direct. Yeah.
Okay, so
I am a big fan of both decisions.
Great.
What did you think?
I have no opinion on it because I don't know any of their work. I haven't seen any of their work. I know John Watt also did Clown, which I want to see.
Short,
The short. I thought it was a full length.
Maybe he did the full one too. I forget.
Which I also think it's a funny story. Actually, Ken Knapsack told me this because he knows John Watt.
Okay.
They were working
Watts.
on Watts. Thank you. They were working on something together, like an animated thing, and he made a funny clown poster or something. And put Eli Roth Presents or whatever, or an Eli Roth film or something, and it was totally bogus. Yeah, and it traveled back to Eli Roth, and they're like, "Congrats, dude!" He's like, "What?" Looks at it and goes, "Oh, we should do that."
Right.
And then they made it. That's I think the story, as the story goes. Ken Knapsack, if you're listening, please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so I don't know, and I haven't seen The Impossible, but what I have seen is Tom Holland jumping around on Instagram.
That's right.
And he looks awesome.
I was gonna say, that's probably all you need.
I'm in.
You're good.
But I will say this: I also like that I don't know him, and I like that because I wasn't fully on board with Asa Butterfield. I kind of was. I waffled a bit.
Sure.
So now I'm like, great. Show me what you
this
got.
guy.
Yeah. So same with you.
No,
Allison?
I mean, I only know him from The Impossible,
Okay.
and I actually did review that movie. It showed at AFI. And I remember he was kind of a standout performance for me because he's very young, and it was a very heavy movie, very intense material, and I thought he did a really good job with it.
He's excellent.
He was
Great.
really good. So in that sense, I'm like, he definitely has got some chops, and he clearly has some athletic, acrobatic abilities. So
He's doing some parkour. What is it? Parkour.
hardcore.
Yeah.
That'll come in handy when he's all rigged up.
I know,
Yeah.
and he's like in the safety rig, everything's okay.
He's like, but I want to flip.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Stunt double.
Insurance.
Yeah.
Stop.
Exactly.
And I think so. The process obviously took months. He was on the initial shortlist that I posted at the end of April.
Yep.
Supposedly, it came down to him and Charlie Rowe, but it sounds to me like Marvel always kind of had their eye on Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I think Asa was, too tall. I think that tweet is legit, the 6 Foot Club thing.
Okay.
You saw that one,
I
right?
did see that. It was like
Yeah.
standing next to like Robert Downey Jr., who's the heavyweight of Marvel.
I just think that the point of Spider-Man is like they want to show the contrast between that he's a boy amongst men, and I think I just did my What's the Deal video on that this week. It's on the Wrap if you'll go and watch it. A lot of got cut out of that video, and I think that was one of my main points.
Yeah. I think it's a good point. And what's the conversation that you might have or opinion, and Allison as well, like it was Asa Butterfield for like the longest time. That's it. He's Spider-Man, and then it changes. And
Well,
okay.
you reassess things, and I don't know that who said that it was Asa. I mean, it was like the Latino Review guys or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
maybe. I mean,
I think
maybe
that
at one point it was.
maybe, but I don't think. Again, I think he was a finalist, although he wasn't in that second group of actors that flew to Atlanta to test.
Okay.
I think he was just like maybe a studio favorite.
Okay.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know how close he actually got.
Well, not close enough.
No.
He is not Spider-Man.
He's out.
Yeah, Tom Holland in.
And I heard, that Tom Holland was like told, I think it was like just before the announcement went out. If not, he was like kept in the dark because the deal wasn't done.
Okay.
Deal was not done when they announced. They thought it was going to leak and they wanted to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
So
it was Marvel.
What
that
I
announced
heard
it.
was that he like sent the link or the announcement to his representatives or whatever, and he was like, "So does this mean I got it?"
That's how he found out.
That's what I heard a story like that.
Oh, that'd be pretty fun. If
His phone goes off and he's like,
Ask him about that at the
do I
junket,
have a job?
everybody.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Really?
So I guess it's official.
Yeah, he's just like he's doing some parkour, and he's like,
phone buzzes.
his phone buzzes. Like, hold on, guys.
Oh, cool.
Serious? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he does a flip.
So that was pretty cool. Honestly, I was more interested in the John Watts of it all. I thought that was a really smart decision.
Okay.
Just going by Cop Car.
Right.
Which I was really impressed by for a midnight movie at Sundance.
Now, was he in there was a 5 names that came out for director? Was he in there?
Okay, so he was not in the 5 names that Fleming dropped initially, and then Fleming did an update to his own short list with 3 names, 2 from the list, and adding John Watts.
Okay, so it changed, because there was a bunch of names out there. And,
right.
Yeah, again, I have no opinion on the director. It's interesting to me that, like, I was talking about this last night. It seemed like Marvel, when they did Iron Man, it's Favreau, and you're like, oh yeah, I know Favreau. He's done movies. Kenneth Branagh, oh, that makes sense. Thor, Joe Johnston, Captain America, like these were all pretty established directors and known. And Sony, on the other hand, for Spider-Man, it was Mark Webb, and it's like, okay, the indie guy, and then now we have John Watts again. Is that maybe Sony's decision? I feel like that's a...
Well, it sounds like it was Kevin's decision, that Kevin chose John Watts and was really pushing for him. Maybe because, he's a young guy. He's not as established as the others. Maybe a little bit more malleable. I mean, I think that we all know that the studio and the producers are the ones who are going to be pushing the agenda on the director. This is not his vision that's necessarily going to be coming to the screen. We still don't know who's writing it.
Right.
Oh, right. They need writers. Hey, guys. I like Spider-Man. Hey, Marv, I'll write it. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm excited for this.
You have to take your hat off and officially throw it into the ring.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, then you'll see my due this morning, which is awful.
It sounds like they liked his take, John Watts, and so I'm excited about that.
Great.
Whatever that may be.
I hope his take includes no origin story.
I don't think that'll be the case.
Exactly what I was. That's my biggest question: is what is the story going to be?
Yeah.
Are we going to regurgitate?
We're not going to. I do not think we are going to see a spider biting him in this movie,
or Uncle Ben dying.
I think.
I don't think so.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I think that we know it. We get it.
We get it.
And I even think I might be misquoting, but I said it last night too. Kevin Feige. I kind of heard he said something like, "While the Avengers is going on, there's a kid with powers running around New York.
Right.
We just don't know it yet."
Okay.
So I kind of like that take on it.
Yeah.
That maybe it's like even like a Nick Fury's like, wait a minute. What was that? And he like goes and figures it out. That'd be pretty cool. And then just like your point, Jeff, seeing this boy standing next to Thor is going to be like, wow,
I think they need to experiment a little bit and change it up. He does have a comedy background, John Watts, and I know Kevin has made reference to wanting to bring out, Spider-Man's humor.
Which is so perfect and on par with the source material. He's a kid, a wise ass. He really is a wise ass. And
I think this will be a little bit edgier than the kind of very family-friendly 4-quadrant bubblegum kind of last 2 movies.
Yeah. Good.
And I'm excited that it's a kid.
Yeah.
It's a kid. It's like the right age. It's not...
Yeah, I mean, he's 19, and obviously that had to do with...
the working conditions.
I do believe, that they just did not want a minor.
Yeah, but he looks young.
He looks young.
Yes, he does.
He looks like he could be in high school for 4 years still.
And he looks different than Toby and Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
To me. Charlie Rollo looked the same as Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
So, I think he looks like just a little less leading man, a little bit more awkward, and I think that's perfect for the story, the high school story that they want to tell.
Absolutely. And you guys are loving it. You're already throwing out the villains. Guys, I know. I would love it. Craven, I'm a big fan of that idea. Mysterio, don't know too well. Kind of weird in the comics for me. But Craven would be great. But we have a while before that happens.
Honestly,
now.
I wouldn't be surprised. This is not news, guys. This is my guess. I wouldn't be surprised if they went back to Doc Ock.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get him. We got...
There's one... there's only been one movie with him.
Yeah, we got hints of it in the Amazing Spider-Man
4. So I just... I think he's on the table if they were doing all the Goblin stuff in the last couple movies, right?
That's right. They were kind of... Well, who's the first villain? Oh, the Lizard. So... Yeah. I mean, that's another... Now we're going to go into the villains and...
They'll stay away from all that lizard stuff, like...
Oh, yeah. No. We're probably...
We're going a totally different direction.
Yeah, everybody's putting Craven in there. That's a good call, guys. I would love it. Yeah. Are you familiar with all the Spider-Man source? Okay. I think now the next phase of the Spider-Man news is going to be the villains and who's playing what and this and that, and that's just a sign that Spider-Man is so popular still. So have at it, Marvel. Give us a good one.
Right. I don't think Shailene will be Mary Jane.
No, I don't think so either. I think that's gone. But we'll see.
What else do we have this week? Let's move on from Spider-Man.
Okay.
I've got a little news update we can do.
Let's do it. I want to hear it.
Tied to some news. So.
Hey. All right. News update.
As you might have suspected, Viggo Mortensen has passed on Bourne 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So not very hopeful with the hopeful news break jingle there,
Nope.
but yeah.
Nope.
It's actually not happy news.
But
is it?
Not happy news.
Julia Stiles will be back. That
Okay.
was obviously reported this week.
So was that reported that Viggo
Justin
passed?
Kroll. No one's reported that he passed. Justin
Okay.
Kroll at Variety in his Julia Stiles story said that the offer had been made.
Okay. So Viggo doesn't want to. He's Viggo, the Carpathian.
Yeah,
No, I always do that.
You guys, I mean, we all know Viggo at this point. I'm sure he gets a lot of these kinds of blockbuster offers, and
I love him.
he's
so
just
great.
into something else. He's done that, with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So,
So-
do you think he's somebody that he really, really chooses his material wisely? He takes a long time. He doesn't want to do these maybe huge blockbusters, and or is he just maybe, hey guys, the script sucks, and he
I don't
just
know.
moves on?
Yeah.
We don't know. Are you a big fan of Viggo?
I am. I like Viggo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does come across as the type of actor who's particular about what he.
Of course, that's not a bad thing.
No,
but,
no, which
I mean,
is-
he's been
yeah.
off doing some pretty small, foreign films and indies.
Yeah, I've been wondering where he's been lately, and that's my own bad for not kind of following him.
He's not going anywhere. I just, Bourne 5 was probably not for him.
Right, yeah. I don't know if Bourne 5 is for me either.
But it was for Alicia Vikander, who took that one over Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So, Assassin's Creed, anything? Are you hearing anything more? Sorry, that's
I gotta tell you, I don't know a goddamn thing about Assassin's Creed. I don't know what it's about. There's a video game.
I was gonna say, I know it's
There's
a video
guy
game.
with a bow and arrow or
Yeah.
something. I don't fucking know, dude.
the only thing I know
don't pay
about
attention to
Assassin's
it.
Creed is my best friend from high school was the voice in the video game.
Oh.
Roger Craig
Oh.
Smith. Yeah.
Oh, right.
cool.
Yes.
So that's pretty awesome. And Enzio, I think Ezio is his name, some Italian thing. So I don't know what's going on either. So
okay,
great.
let's move to DC.
oh yeah,
A lot of DC shit going down.
I know it. Do you want to talk about?
You start, whatever you want to go.
I want to talk about this rumor that Batfleck is going to direct. Right?
That he's going to direct the Batman?
The Batman. That's what everybody's talking about.
and it's
At
going to
least
come
a
out in
rumor.
2018.
Yeah, that seems a long time. There was a big, I think it's a rumor, and then it, in my mind and all the fans and everybody that wanted to talk about it, yeah, I see Jeff. I could see in his face.
Is he rolling his eyes?
He's rolling his eyes that maybe it's just a rumor and that's nothing else.
Who broke this one?
I have no idea. It's
Just like the Oracle.
I know.
I really am not. I just have to
I think it was Latino
play
Review.
the part of the Oracle.
I think
Got
it was
it.
Latino Review.
I
if I'm-
just
Can you guys out there on the
I was
live
gonna
chat?
say, I know I heard it, but I don't know where from.
Yeah, can you guys do my job for me and find out where it was broke? Yeah, I don't know. That's a rumor. It makes sense. I will
Yeah.
stand by saying it makes sense that maybe that was what brought him to Batman. Going, hey, you can direct it too. Kind of, do something
I
different.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If he wants to direct a comic book movie, this is the one to do.
Yeah, and maybe it's a rumor. I heard that he was also up for Star Wars Episode 7. That he was a close second. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, Ben.
Ben Affleck. So that's kind of in that world of blockbuster comic
Yeah.
books, blah blah blah. Maybe I don't know. I think he's going to be a fantastic Batman.
Yes.
And I don't know. So you've heard nothing.
I think he really wants to direct Live by Night. I mean, would he direct that first and then do the Batman? How much time are we talking here?
I don't know, but they're okay. Thanks, guys, on the live chat. It said it was Latino Review, so they're pretty good.
Of course.
So you gotta listen to them when they
All
break
right.
it. So we'll see. But there's another DC character out there, right?
Yep.
Green Lantern.
Sure. Now, that report I found pretty plausible.
Really?
That was, what, Collider?
I think it's Collider. Yeah.
That
and
makes a lot of sense.
so we're talking multiple Green Lanterns. John Stewart in the mix, and Hal Jordan, and maybe even Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Allison, are you up on any of this comic book stuff? Is this even in your wheelhouse, or are you just kind of
It's
whatever?
not really in my wheelhouse, but I do. I mean, I'm on Twitter. I pay attention.
We will talk about some. We'll get off the comics.
It's
We'll get
totally
off of
fine.
mothers.
Yeah.
It's
We'll get
fine. But no, I did hear that there's apparently going to be 2 Green Lanterns, or a Green Lantern and a...
Yeah. So,
And a
Jeff,
yellow lantern and a red lantern.
Can you? I know. It's like Christmas.
It's just going to be a full stoplight.
I know. Oh, jeez.
Like I've come on the show and said before that I'm told Jon Stewart is Green Lantern. Then didn't someone associated with the movie say Green Lantern's Hal Jordan?
Yeah. There's.
I don't know, but
I'm not
who
on
can
it.
keep up with all this stuff?
Well,
but 2 Green Lanterns makes a ton of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of like a buddy comic book movie almost.
Oh, that's cool.
Or
yeah.
they're rivals at first and then they team up like.
And I'm not really familiar with source material. I know that there's basically a lantern.
Lantern Corps.
The Lantern Corps, and that they're like one lantern takes over each planet, and then the ring is passed, and that's how I think Hal gives it to Jon Stewart. But I don't know but I know they work together, so it's confusing to me.
If you could do like a Bad Boys, like with Green Lantern characters, like
Yes.
That'd be fun.
that'd be pretty cool.
Now,
And then...
riddle me this, okay? Chris Pine as Green Lantern in Wonder Woman. Give me a break, right? It's like this.
Yeah,
hammer.
that was a little much. I mean, I'd be pretty surprised that Warner Brothers would let trade reports go out with that kind of misinformation.
Yeah, thank you.
Not let trade reports go out. Don't.
No.
Don't
But
get
I
me
know what you
wrong.
mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, that like if a trade's going to report something, we would at least get like a correction or something.
Right.
The trade's all reported he was going to be playing Steve Trevor.
Right.
And now I'm seeing online that like Warner Brothers was hoodwinking people with that announcement or.
Yeah. That doesn't make. I mean, that would be.
I'd be
a
surprised.
first. It'd be I don't buy it, and why take away from Wonder Woman the character, especially in where we are with empowering women, female directors, all these wonderful things that are happening. And you're going to tell me that you're going to upstage that by putting Chris Pine as Green Lantern? That's bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't like it.
People have a lot. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, and I saw what is there that the Batman would come out like just before Captain Marvel to like screw Captain Marvel over.
Really?
I mean, people love a good rivalry, a good fight, or whatever. DC and Marvel. It is fun to like see the blows because there were some blows traded back and forth between Greg Silverman and Kevin Feige recently, right?
Right. Yeah. Silverman was saying something like
Just some criticisms.
the difference is that we let the director have their vision
Right.
in DC.
Oh, yes.
Right. And you're like, really? And Kevin Feige is like, actually, when you look at Jon Favreau and Kenneth Branagh, I mean,
James Gunn,
especially James Gunn.
It's been fun to see that play out in public, and I think people like to
Like a
add to
rivalry.
that.
Yeah. So, are you a Wonder Woman fan, or again, that's just too comic booky?
I mean, no, nothing. It's not too comic booky. I just never really read too many comic books growing up, so I am vaguely aware of it, since they're making movies, and I obviously pay attention to casting news. But yeah, I admittedly usually go into those movies without too much backstory, without knowing too much.
I would think that's actually kind of refreshing and
Probably
nice.
a good way to do it.
Yeah, because I mean, you have the comic book guys that will go in and go, well, actually, that didn't happen because in issue 47. I'm sorry, I'm making fun of you guys. I'm one of those guys, so I feel like I could do it.
I'd say the boys in my life, when I go to the movies, and they'll be like, well, this is why and I'll be like, I didn't know.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I get it, but then I kind of go in as like a very blank movie fan where I'm like, well, the performance was pretty good,
it was
or
great.
I liked the music.
Yeah, you're not comic book guys like worst adaptation ever.
The other one I wanted to talk about with DC broke last week. We never hit on it on our show. That Scott Eastwood would in fact be playing Deathstroke,
right?
In Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
and that makes a lot of sense too, because we heard all this noise about Deathstroke,
right?
And I know that they were talking to Joe Manganiello about that.
That's it. Thank you.
And then he dropped out, and then no one was cast as Deathstroke.
That's interesting.
But Scott Eastwood's character was being kept a big secret.
Okay. Again, I Suicide Squad, not familiar with any of this.
Say.
Yeah.
All right.
So
that's where I kind of.
I'm like, cool. I recognize the image of him and the mask and whatnot. I think. He wears a mask.
I think so.
Most of these guys do.
Most of them do.
So, just seems like they're piling on the villains in Suicide Squad. That is my only reservation so far. But I have faith in David Ayer for this, and Ayer.
Ayer, yeah.
And, yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
My God. So many comic book movies.
Yeah. Well, we're done with the comic book movies. There's still much to discuss, a lot of franchise stuff. Ezra Miller joining Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Are you excited about that, Allison? You have a big smile on your face.
I mean, I like Ezra. I think he's a great actor, so I'm always excited when he's got new stuff going on.
I like that Warner Brothers is thinking ahead and being like, well, in order for people to really know him as the Flash in a few years, let's give him another big franchise.
That's great. So Fantastic Beasts is going to be before Flash, I take it.
Yeah.
I think so.
For sure. It's already casting and everything.
Casting, it's crewing up. So, are you a big Harry Potter fan? Did you like the movies?
I am, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I see that smile.
So I can blame Kate Ervland, who writes for Film School Rejects, among many others.
Who needs to come on the show?
Well, she might have to teleport in. She's in New York.
That's
now.
true.
She's in New York.
I know.
She's in New York.
Okay.
But,
we can have her call.
Yeah, you can Skype her in.
Skype her in.
But yeah, I wasn't very aware of Harry Potter, and Kate very wisely was like, well, I have all the books, and I have most of the movies. They were still coming out. And she was like, why don't you just read the first book?
Oh, it's like...
And see if you like it. And
have a taste.
Just have a taste. And so I read the first book. I'm like, yeah, I liked it. And she's like, why don't you watch the first movie?
Yeah.
And I was like,
I love this.
okay. And so I watched the first movie. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty. And she was like, here's the second book. And it was like a
Allison's come back. She's like, I need the third book, man.
Where's Goblet of Fire, man?
I know. And then I had to
Goblet of Fire?
and then I had to start waiting like the rest of the world as the movies came out. But yeah, no, I'm a fan of the whole Harry Potter.
Yeah, me too.
franchise.
I did the same thing. I was like, by Goblet of Fire, I was like, what are people talking about?
Yeah,
and then
you get like, you start to realize this might be.
Yeah.
You turn on ABC Family one weekend and you're like, what is? It's marathoning again.
Well, I can't wait for. I just love the idea of. And I know Fantastic Beasts is like the textbook in that universe, and that there's actually a guy that's going to be
Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne.
Scamander.
I just love the idea that J.K. Rowling is writing the screenplay for this and just expanding the mythology, and we're getting more layers, and that she even went out and said there's going to be like we're going to meet some American witches that witches and warlocks that were wizards, I should say. That it's just I just love it. I just love it. I'm so excited.
Justin also reported that the role of Jacob, which is like the second biggest male lead or whatever, is between Michael Cera and Josh Gad. Who would
villain?
No. I don't think this is
it's
a
not
villain.
I
think Ezra could, in fact, end up being the villain or like the rival or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Cera and Josh
Gad. Who would you rather see alongside Eddie Redmayne?
I don't know. They seem totally different.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are very different.
Yeah, so they obviously are going for something that we don't even know. So I have no opinion on it, other than maybe.
I'm gonna say I'd probably prefer Josh Gad.
I think so too.
Just
Me
because
too.
he's a little bit more comedic, and I feel like Eddie Redmayne, he's a Brit.
Yeah.
He's probably a little bit more expensive too, Josh
Gad, probably.
Probably a little
Yeah, because
more
Michael Cera hasn't really been around for a while.
I was gonna say it was less than Michael Cera's done.
This is the
Arrested
end.
Development.
Oh, Arrested. Yeah, he did that. But this is the end. He was playing that douchebag version of himself, which cracked me up.
That was
so
funny.
we shall see.
Not much to really discuss on this one, but Boris Kit this morning did a story about Captain Kirk and Spock renegotiating their Star Trek contracts.
Really?
And that includes another option for a fourth movie.
Okay.
Oh.
So
that makes sense. I mean, yeah. They just started shooting Star Trek Beyond.
I think that what if they're anticipating like the biggest Star Trek ever because it's Justin Lin? Like maybe they're even, I don't know.
Big about J.J. Abrams.
Sure.
But yeah, Justin Lin, coming off of what was he did the last Fast, not Fast.
I'm just saying the last Star Trek I think was a disappointment a little bit. And if Star Trek 3 surpasses that, if Justin Lin gets that franchise sort of back on track, so to speak, they're like, yeah, why stop the momentum?
Absolutely. And are you a Trekkie?
I'm not a Trekkie, but I did get into the movie franchise. I admit it. Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto. I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm into it. But no, I mean like the classic TV series. Well,
yeah, I never got on board with it.
Did you like Into Darkness?
I thought it was okay. I liked the first one more.
Yeah,
I liked the first one more, and I liked Into Darkness. I know people people give me shit for that. I'm like, oh, I really had fun. And they're
How
like,
dare you have an opinion?
oh my God, that's awful. That's not Star Trek. Okay. I'm like, well, I don't know. It was a fun movie. It's like, I liked it.
It was fun enough. I don't know. I think for some reason I just really, really liked the first one. I saw it at like an early press screening, and so no one had really seen it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's really great because, you know, we're in a lucky position where we can see stuff before it either gets overhyped or underhyped or anything. So you can go in pretty blank.
Yeah.
And just say, I have no idea. So I think I kind of lucked out with that one. That I was
Yeah.
like, this was really fun.
I would tend to agree with that because it surprised the hell out of me.
Yep.
I just thought it was like, wow, they kind of rebooted it really well.
Really well, yeah.
And so awesome. And I'm excited, you know, Into Darkness aside, that Simon Pegg is writing Beyond. I think that's
I think
itching.
that's pretty cool.
So it's
That's
like,
pretty cool.
now I'm excited, and I hear they're getting back kind of to the roots, which is, I think, smart, which is they actually need to go into space, like
Yes.
deep, go exploring. And, you know, because they've only been kind of just hanging around.
orbiting.
They've been orbiting. They're always back at Earth, you know? So,
Yeah.
it's going to be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they came up to San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Hometown pride. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
exactly.
Independence Day, Resurgence.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You like that title?
It's an obvious title.
Is it?
Yeah.
Resurgence?
Because they're coming back.
Sure, but like, has anything ever used the word resurgence before?
No, I don't know.
No,
I think
I
I think it's a great title,
It's
actually.
a new
It's a
word
new
at
title.
least.
Yeah.
It's not beyond or.
That's
Two.
true.
Just two. Independence Day 2.
And thank God it's not
Begins.
Rising, you know?
Right.
Independence Day Rising. And you're like, what?
I like the title, and I just kind of like the social media strategy on this movie, and Fox really seems to be behind it. Roland Emmerich seems really excited.
Yeah. Now, are you guys at all disappointed that Will Smith isn't in the movie? Do you care?
I mean, I'm a little disappointed.
Around the horn.
Who says he's not?
Oh?
Just kidding.
Oh my God! Everybody
my
just
God.
there's bloggers. There was bloggers. They were just like, Jeff said something. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Damn it!
Yeah, I mean, to me, back then when we saw that movie, it wasn't about Will Smith.
No, it wasn't.
You did not leave that movie being like, oh, I really enjoyed it because of Will Smith. No, you like the fucking aliens, and I
You like
think,
the spectacle.
and I really like this cast right now. So you know what? No, I'm not going to miss Will Smith on this.
I'm not either. I think Will Smith got bigger after Independence
Yes.
Day and became that name
Yes.
because of Men in Black. I think that was
Yeah.
more. Well, no, was it Independence Day that really kind of put him on the map? I don't know.
It did. Well,
I don't know, but some site also was writing about how he didn't do this one because it was a father-son story the way that they had conceived it originally.
Okay.
That he had just done After Earth as a father-son story.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "No, I'm good on that." And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like,
Because
dude,
After Earth didn't do.
yeah, well,
well at
I was
all.
like, one really doesn't have to do with the other. I kind of get that line of thinking, but that's not why people didn't go see After Earth.
No.
So,
I think it's your creepy son,
So
guys.
they rewrote it and made it more of like a young team ensemble thing. There's a lot of
Cool.
young people.
yeah.
I'm all for it. I had fun. I mean, I think the original hasn't held up too well, but it's still fun. Okay.
I think it's held up.
Okay, good. I want to hear why.
I
Do you-
definitely do.
Yeah?
We
Go
watch
ahead.
Independence Day every Independence Day.
Nice. Okay.
As you know,
Do
so
the
maybe I have
speech?
like some nostalgia thing. Someone usually gets drunk and does the speech.
Right.
Maybe it's me. I don't know. I won't admit to that. But we go to my hometown for 4th of July, like I know you mentioned you were
okay.
doing, and we'll sometimes set up the big screen in the backyard and like actually project it. And
Oh, that's fun.
I don't know. I mean, you're a little.
You know
have
what?
some cocktails. It's the 4th of July.
I've been watching it
You've
wrong.
been watching it wrong.
I've been sitting at
Correct.
home drunk by
No,
myself
you need a
on 4th
crowd.
of July.
You need
Okay.
the group. You need it's like
That's
a
not
group
true.
experience.
What I love, the performances that I love most in that movie are, Judd Hirsch, Jeff
Yes,
Goldblum. Like, it
Goldblum.
wasn't really about
Goldblum's
Will
best.
Smith.
Yeah.
No, it
So-
wasn't.
Except Welcome to Earth.
Earth.
Earth. I like that. He should. Maybe that's why After Earth failed. It should have been After Earth.
Well, everyone called it that.
Yeah, right.
They should have just gone with that.
The Rock is doing Rampage. I never really played that video game.
I did. Well, how the hell are you gonna make a movie out of
Is
that?
it just? It's just three gigantic. It's like a wolf, a
lizard,
lizard,
and a gorilla.
And it's just
King Kong,
gigantic
Godzilla,
mutations
and-
attacking.
Yeah. Did you ever play this
No.
game, Allison? I played it as a
Sounds
kid,
insane.
like all of us. Maybe no one actually at the table with me. But yeah, you pick pick your poison, giant wolf, gorilla, or whatever, and then you go up. And I would remember just going up and you trying to eat you eat the people, and then you break
beat them.
and then you break down the buildings, and then you move on.
And now they're
Now
they're the bad guys.
They're the bad guy. Yeah, there's because Godzilla and the giant monster Pacific Rim. So why not? And now it's The Rock. It's okay.
See, they should just do the twist of like, The Rock is destroying the city. We need a giant wolf and a giant lizard now.
Please, then I'd watch it. I mean, I just
that
don't...
could be more interesting.
Look, I mean, you can't. I mean, after the Lego movie came out and killed and was awesome, I can't really say that you can't make a movie out of something with no plot or whatever.
Yeah.
They can definitely do something that will catch my interest. I'm just kind of sick and tired of these brands. Like, everyone's like, what else do we got? Oh my God, Slinky the movie. And you're like,
it's a good title. I don't know that.
Rampage is a great title.
Yeah.
Rampage is a good title, but I don't know.
You know,
It's Uwe Boll movie, I think.
Oh yeah,
he's already got the copyright on that one. Speaking of I squeaked like a little boy.
Jeff is going through
Speaking
puberty,
of
everyone.
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Which we weren't speaking of.
We weren't. That's a good segue. It's a video game, so we got. Oh my God, and we're almost. Is it almost 10? Oh,
it is almost 10. Does someone have the studio?
I don't know. Marissa,
Are we getting kicked out?
are you
You're
back
good for a little bit.
Good for a little bit. I like that because we're having some good times.
Five to 7 more minutes. Let's end it. The news part on Uncharted, though.
Okay.
So Seth Gordon has left the project.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
El Mayimbe reported that at Heroic Hollywood, his new site. Be sure to check that out.
Yep.
He said that it was because they slashed, Tom Rothman reassessed things and slashed the budget.
Okay.
I wasn't necessarily able to confirm that because I think that they're kind of throwing out the script and they're going to take a new direction. Exactly. So, there is no budget necessarily.
Right.
But I think that, maybe that next draft of the script will not be as extravagant.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, do you think it's like the video game adaptations? I mean, I know we have Assassin's Creed that nobody really knows about is coming out, or it's coming up, I should say. Tomb Raider didn't do very well. Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed, and Uncharted all kind of blend together in my mind.
That was what I was going to say. Is I don't know much.
Aside from obviously Tomb Raider being strong female character, I love that. Indiana Jones, if you will, for a female, but then same with Uncharted. I've played the video game. It's kind of Indiana Jones-ish.
When you make these video games tentpoles, I just don't know if they are going to be the thing that dethrone comic book movies and superhero movies. They're going to be going up against those movies, and they might be the tentpoles that fail.
Right.
I mean, you look at something like a Max Payne, or I'm going to be very curious to see how Hitman does later this summer. I think it looks like a good movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to do well.
We'll see.
And I'm just going off of not even word of mouth about the movie, just about the title, and it's like they're like, sure.
Okay.
So Uncharted though has definitely, because I've seen it, a lot of people want Uncharted because Nathan Drake, the main character, is like he's a really good character in the video game. I would say he's very fun. He's not. I mean, he's like the today version of Indiana Jones, but with a little bit more edge. Like he's gonna take some risks and
There's only one guy I want to see make that movie. If otherwise it's a pass for me.
Okay, who's that?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Oh.
Nice. That's a good call. Everybody's banging the Bradley Cooper drum on this one. Or Mark Wahlberg has been rumored as well.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be okay.
Yeah.
Jeff's face.
I don't know.
Oscar Isaac,
I'd like
a
different kind of hero.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's pretty cool.
So I want to talk a little bit about movies and not so much news.
Let's talk about it.
Did you see Ted 2 yet?
I have not seen Ted 2 yet.
Okay.
And you can say...
I'll give you my little mini review, which is
Please.
just that I it's not as good as the first film, but I laughed a lot. It's pretty funny. It goes to some very offensive places, some very recently offensive places, recent news.
Great.
There's a lot of fun cameos. Stay through the credits.
Okay.
Stay to the end of the credits.
Great. The Thanos shows up from Marvel.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Nick Fury shows up to recruit Ted.
I know, right? Nick Fury's like, have you heard about the Avengers Initiative?
Or foul-mouthed teddy bear, you need to join.
Yeah.
Come on in.
It is like you've seen one foul-mouthed teddy bear movie. You've seen them all. It's the same kind of thing. He's making a lot of dick jokes.
Which I will take every time. Yeah. I do like my
I did hear
teddy bears.
a radio trailer or whatever you call it on the radio when I was driving here this morning, and it had a joke that made me honestly laugh out loud when she was trying to educate the guys on literature and who wrote The Great Gatsby? And, she has to tell them F. Scott Gerald.
Right.
And it was like, what do you have against Scott Gerald?
You said F. Scott.
F. Scott Gerald. I was like, that's all right.
That's funny.
He's got something to hide.
Yeah.
Well, no, I love.
I was like, that cracked me up.
Seth MacFarlane, he just hits it for me in everything he does. Did
you like the last movie?
No, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But I did laugh a couple times in Million Days.
Jokes.
He's good. He's
Got
just
jokes.
funny.
And that's the
Family
thing.
Guy
This movie, there's just so many jokes that enough of them land where I think that you will have a good time.
I want to see it.
There's a great Comic-Con sequence.
Really?
New York Comic-Con.
Okay.
In the second half of the film. Without spoiling anything, I was just amazed at all the characters that they licensed to get in it. I don't know how any of that stuff works.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, now I really want to see
it. I kind of liked the Amanda Seyfried swap.
Okay.
From Mila Kunis, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to know how, if she's even mentioned. You don't have to spoil it. I just want to see it. And guys, yeah, Oscar Isaac for Drake. What the fuck? He's a good actor, but what the fuck? See, and that
was my hopeful news. We didn't do one this week.
We did not do hopeful news break.
We missed it.
I'm sorry, guys.
Too much fun with Allison.
It was too much. Yeah, we had a lot to talk about.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and Allison, we do hopeful news break where we say, hey, what do you want to see? And that was kind of a version of that.
I kind of am into that. I like Oscar Isaac, so.
I think he'd be great, and I think, East Blue Drew, I get it why you say that, because I know that you probably have your Nathan Drake because you love the property, which I get. But I love your hopeful news, Jeff, because Oscar Isaac's great.
I think he's a leading man who's going to break out after Star Wars. I mean, I know he has to do Star Wars 8 or whatever. He's probably locked into multiple films or whatever.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to be in the trilogy. I think he should be, at least.
What else is out there that you guys... Have you seen True Detective?
I have seen True Detective.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it yet. It's on.
Pass.
Yeah, I know.
What? Next. Yeah, really. What are you doing? I know it's Meet the Movie Press, but come on. So
I know.
What'd you think? What'd you think of that first episode? Did you see 3 or 1?
I've only seen 1.
Okay. They made 3 available for the press.
I'm not part of that fancy press corps.
So you've seen the first one.
I've seen the first one.
And?
I am intrigued. So here's the thing. I watched season 1 after it had all aired, so I was able to kind of binge watch a little bit.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to get into season 1. So the fact that I wasn't immediately captured by the first episode, I'm not already thrown in the towel. I'm intrigued. It's got the right look that I liked from season 1. I'm very excited that T-Bone has kind of shifted the music from bluegrass into more jazz noir to kind of get into the LA grit or whatever.
Okay, I haven't read that observation anywhere. I like that.
Yeah,
you come at it from a different angle.
I come at
music.
Got that music angle.
That's what she does.
Did you like the theme song?
I did.
Did you like it more than the first season?
I did not.
Okay.
But here's the thing, I've only heard it once.
Right. That's
true.
And so
ask me, I was thinking, did I like the theme song for season 1 the first time I heard it? Or did it grow on me as I got more invested in the story? So.
Because I heard it 3 times in one night. I watched all three episodes in one night, and I was like, I can't listen to this fucking song yet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
think sometimes themes have that problem, though.
Okay.
You hear them, and you're just like, I get it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But do you like the casting, Colin Farrell?
I do like the casting. I like Colin Farrell. I'm interested to see. I felt like episode 1 was very much a setup, who all these people are, and then you kind of get to the end of the episode, and everyone's kind of now together, and we're going to see how they mix with one another and how it's going to move forward. So I'm intrigued, and I'm definitely going to tune in this Sunday. But
well, I'm going to catch up. I do have it ready to go, and I want to see it because I love the first season so much. But I'm going to see it. So is that? I do maybe want to do one thing. Can I get?
Yeah, of course.
Can I get your opinion on this? Because maybe it's the all caps here in the chat room, but I'm interested in too. Do you know what's going on with Shane Black's Predator? Says she wants Cynthia Herba wants to know. Herba? I don't know. Shane Black's Predator reboot, remake, sequel, whatever the hell's going on. Nothing.
That's my answer. Nothing. I mean, the answer is I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
all right.
How about you, Allison? Do you know?
I know you guys.
Yeah.
No idea.
She's like, I'm going to break a scoop right here.
And even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you, all caps.
Oh, take that.
Aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be in development hell for all we know.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think that's probably all the time we have.
That is all the time we have. We're going a little bit over. It's because we started a little bit late. That's what happens on Fridays because there were a lot of people.
There's a lot.
on the road today. I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah.
So, but guys, thank you so much for joining us as always. Allison, where can the good people find you?
They can find me at filmschoolrejects.com.
Nice.
And on Twitter at Allison Loring.
There you go.
2 L's, 1 S.
There you go.
I don't know why people spell my name with 2 S's.
I was gonna, yeah, I know. Like 2 S's. Son.
That's how Starbucks spelled my name this morning. And I was like, and I am Swedish. Like, maybe that's why.
There you
Blonde
go.
hair, blue eyes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Jeff.
You can
how
find
about
me on therap.com.
Of course.
At the Sneider. Check out my weekly column on fantasymovieleague.com.
God, you keep
box
reminding
office
me.
thing.
I wanted to.
This weekend's going to be crazy with Jurassic World, Inside Out, and Ted 2. They're all around 50 million. So.
I know. Have you, like, we talked about this last night. What you guys, put it out there real quick, box office. What do you think's going to be 1, 2, 3?
Ted 2, I think,
Number
just
1?
Because it's new, even though it's projected for 3rd. Jurassic World's projected 1, and so Inside Out, and then Jurassic World.
I'm going Jurassic World, Ted, Inside Out.
Okay.
I don't think Jurassic World's going to get bumped.
I'm going Inside Out. Because word of mouth, and Ted number 2, and Jurassic World number 3.
3 different choices for number 1. This is amazing. What a weekend.
I want to see what happens.
What do I win when I'm right?
You get to come back.
There's a tray of cookies out there, I think. So, guys, that was Meet the Movie Press, and of course, you can find me at Reilly Around on Twitter and every day on schmozno.com, as well as ISeeTheFrog.com. Been doing a little writing over there. Good stuff are happening over there. Guys, rate, subscribe, share this with your friends. We need those likes out there, and like the video as well. If you do a bunch of likes on the live show, we're going to get up there, and we appreciate it here on the Popcorn Talk Network. We shall see you next week, everyone. Thanks.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.